Hey, Homa, you too, Cindy, thank you. So I decided to hell with it and just hang out at the house and just chat for a while. So out in the backyard, I mean, it's here at this location. It's said it was 78, nice breeze, sitting out the garden, and have the creek down in front of me here. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys' patience. A little frustrating because it showed both networks I had, because I had both of them, Verizon and AT&T, both showed perfect signals. And yeah, yes, Huma, there's some not very far from me. There's actually one that just started this way here a little bit ago. I was kind of watching some information on. No, California's in bad shape right now fire-wise, and it's not going to get any better because we don't have a peak fire seasons, not even for another month and a half, September to November. So it might get pretty ugly. So yeah, I mean, too, I know some people said that, and then I was also getting other mixed signals from other people. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, Homa, so since I'm at higher elevation, I mean, just even from the location I was at to get back home, I could overlook the valley and just see all the smoke and everything, and could actually see smoke off in the distance. Golden, thank you, buddy. President and CEO of Golden Ocelot Productions. Golden. There, that's probably the first time you actually heard that, huh? At least vocally. Anyhow, but you could see all the smoke. Like I said, I could see a plume right off in that direction. I can't see it from here because there's a mountain in the way. It'll be on the other side of that hill. But it looks like it just kind of got started. Cosgrave fire. Cosgrave. Yeah, Cosgrave. I'm looking at on my. If you're wondering, I'll have another phone up here so I can actually see stream elements and see things a little better. Because on this screen, the chat is about that big, and there's no background to it, so it's this color of the house over here. I can barely see. I guess if I put it against the sky, maybe it's blue sky, it would work better. But anyhow, I just figured I'd just get on, do some chatting. We can maybe talk some travel stuff. Sorry, a deer just ran down the creek, so I was kind of low. I was like, whoa. Actually, let me flip this around. I'll just show you guys the creek. There's not a lot of water in it right now. This is actually the worst I've seen it in a couple of years. So those of you that have seen some of my other streams, that's not even a tall tree. You guys want to see a tall tree? I'll show you one in a minute. But like my Earth Day stream, you guys saw me go up and down this creek. Desi, hello, thank you. Thank you for the bits. I went up and down this creek and picked up rubbish, trash, things like out there for Earth Day. But obviously, you could see all the sand or the gravel bars way up there. So that is a sequoia. That's not even that tall in comparison. To that redwood there, which is got a massive trunk. I don't even know. I know there's nothing really there for scale. Actually, hold on. I'll throw just a regular old trash can up there just for scale size, so you guys can see how big this thing is. Thing's just massive. Well, they don't grow everywhere, but I know they try to plant them everywhere, but they take a lot of water. This was able to get so big because it's got the creek right there, so there's always a lot of water. And I know Huma likes this. Christian, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. So we have 8 chickens. They're all hiding around the corner there. Here, let me get them. Whoops, sorry about that. I caught my gimbal on the fence. Let me grab something so I can get them all in one spot. Get them some chicken crack. You see, they're already running because they know what's coming. Of course I did, buddy. So what am I giving them? I'm just giving them dried mealworms, which they love. Hey, Leland. Huh. Kung Pao, Chicken Little. Good to see you. So we have, since there are some of you that have never been here before, so we have this one are Easter eggers, because they have kind of their eggs are kind of a bluish tint. This one here is Americana, has more of a, excuse me, they have the greenish tint. The Americana has the bluish tint egg. 1, 2, 3, 4 buff Orpingtons have a normal brown egg. And the one over here with the scrappy neck from sticking it through the fence all the time trying to get stuff is a black copper Moran, which is actually a French chicken, but it has eggs that are like the color of chocolate. Really, really dark eggs, which I don't know if there is any eggs here. Let me check. Because it's crazy, the color. Nope. So we've got, see the blue one, and the brown. So I know what, I can tell just by the eggs which chickens are coming from. I'll get those later. Lock this up so I do not want them out. They will destroy the vegetables. But the opal here has, like I said, nice big, but they are literally like dark chocolate. They're just gorgeous eggs. Like I said, the buff Orpingtons have the normal brown eggs that you see there. Well, you're kind of from the city too, Huma, but you, well, kind of, I mean, now at least. That's right, you have traveled and lived other places. But, no, chickens are awesome. I like chickens, so these are my girls. And my daughter, Sukumi, good to see you. My daughter also sells extra eggs, $5 a dozen, and gets quite a, we actually get a waiting list all the time. But they're all like little puppies in a way. I mean, they'll just, you walk around, they just follow you around. Make good watchdogs too. Sit there and get pretty loud if there's things in the yard, like a dog or cat. Let me know when there's hawks in the area too, although they're pretty protected where they're, even though there's not anything over the top of them, this canopy keeps anything from just swooping down and grabbing them. I can pick some of them up. Yeah, golden. 1 billion euros, and I'll sell you a dozen eggs. The one I can pick up the easiest is probably this one here, which my daughter named Milu, M-I-L-U. And then maybe this one's Puffy Cheeks, just because the way the feathers are on the thing. And that, some of the other ones, I don't remember what she named them, so I don't know. Yep, that's the cost, buddy. 1 billion euros. There's a reason behind that. But I won't say why. Now it's kind of a joke. You can see where the pesky gophers came in here. But the eggs actually are pretty dang good. Those of you that actually ever had any fresh eggs that are really truly fresh, that are, you know, maybe that you walk out in the coop in the morning, grab some eggs and need them for something, cook something with them, or cook them by themselves. It's pretty dang good, and the flavor is so much better than store-bought. I don't know, CAD dollars. I always joke with JF Leland about CAD money being CAD, Canadian dollars, being like monopoly money, fake money, especially with all the plastic they have in it nowadays. But I can't give them too much crud because I do collect I'm in kind of into numismatics, but I do collect a lot of coins. One of them every year I always make sure I get it's the silver maple leafs for the collection. Just because it's a really pretty coin, I like it. Not to mention it's silver, an ounce of silver. Yeah, that's probably something a lot of you guys didn't know, that I do that. And then I actually have someone told me once I have a silver addiction, because I probably have silver showing up to my house every other day. But yeah, that's the girls. What's funny is we got the two coops here for the chickens here. So I built this one last year. I didn't build it from scratch. It was kind of some things, and I painted it, picked out this color, painted it, you know, got all together, because there's only two of my original chickens are down here. So we've got Puffy Cheeks and Milu, and the other ones are all newer chickens this last year. So I was putting them in there, separating them, and just keeping them separate. So I was actually wanted more chickens, but there's a long story there. Half of them that I ended up turning to be roosters, even though they weren't supposed to. And after a lot of complaints, I got rid of the roosters. Gave them to a buddy of mine and let him go on his farm. But they all like to go in the original coop, which is crazy. It's like, all right, knuckleheads, you got this big giant one over here, which is fine with me because that just means I can get more. So next year I'll get a lot more chickens. When you say is it location or just preference, what do you mean? Oh no, I think it's just preference. They like to be together, so they're a flock animal. And the other ones, the two older ones, were always in there in the original coop, and so then they just looked up to them and kind of, that's where they end up hanging out. But anyhow, so I've talked to some of you guys before, know that some of you have been on streams before. I've shown you some of these things before, but way in the back here, sorry, focus, it's out of focus there, but way in the back there, those are blackberries. Behind that old barn, there's a big blackberry patch, and there's another blackberry patch that way. In these two barrels here, raspberries, orange tree. I just planted this year. I'm not going over there just because it's in the bright sun. You could see one there, but there's actually back there's 3 boysenberry bushes, 2 dwarf cherry trees, 1 fig tree, all these are blueberries here. The last one is actually a pink blueberry. And I've got more fig trees in the front. I had gooseberries here, Woody's favorite, but I took them up to, they're up at my mom's house because they just grow a little better up there because she's a little higher altitude. And then things are looking real, just like as the flower farm, things got beat down over there from the heat. Same thing. Well, although these are getting close to the end here, but potatoes. You'll see some trees here. These are I raised from acorns to replant somewhere. So just oak trees, some aspen trees that I took off roots. various plants. Some zucchini, tomatoes, zucchini, tomatoes, jalapeno, jalapeno, jalapeno. I don't know what's we got over here. Jalapeno, 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 and then tomatoes, some basil. I've never had a wineberry. Blackberries I do love. I mean, they're blackberries. I like all berries. I'm not gonna lie. Blackberries are good. Padron peppers. These are actually really delicious. So these commonly used in Spain in tapas. And then the basil. Like I said, some more basil here. And I like just always come out and I like basil, so I just snack on the basil when I'm here. So I said more tomatoes, another Padron pepper there, some ambrosia melons, and there's, I don't know how many basil plants spread out through this thing, quite a few. Dead. You wanna see where the mint is? See that dead bush? I destroyed it. Well, I destroyed it mostly because it just takes over like crazy. But it's lemon mint. Somehow there was some lemon mint. Got wineberries are like raspberries, but smaller. Oh, that's good to know, Golden. I'm not familiar with that one. Somehow there was some lemon, excuse me, I said lemon balm got put in the river here, or the creek. And ain't that the truth, Huma? Oh my God. And anyhow, so somehow it just spreads everywhere. I don't know where it comes. Like Huma's saying there, it just spreads really bad. So I put, I've got some natural stuff I use to spray on these things. I don't use any pesticides, you know, chemical pesticides or herbicides, you know, like that. I grow everything organic. And even you just saw me eat a leaf right off the basil plant. No, you can't kill mint. I mean, it just thrives on its own. It just does its own thing. It's horrible. So you got to spray it. Mint survived the hurricane. Yeah, it's horrible stuff because it's. I mean, I know Cindy was teasing because it's pretty known that for most people that know me at all that mint is the one thing. Let me flip this around. Put you back here. Mint is the one thing on earth, the one thing I just will not eat. I just cannot stand it. The smell of it, the taste of it, literally just makes me sick to my stomach. So, it could be the tiniest amount in something, and I'll sorry, I'm just reading chat. Yeah, I can detect it. I'm like a salmon returning back to its home waters, and it's, you know, 1 parts per billion of mint in something, and I can find it. It's hard to get rid of. Once it gets started, it just goes and goes and goes. So at the flower farm where I just was, which had no signal, well, which I'm still trying to figure that out because it had perfect signal on 2 different carriers, but there was a stream issue, so I'm not sure what's going on. I already checked all my settings. The settings were good. But they had catmint there, catmint with the little blue flowers, perfect for pollinators. I actually have it out in my pollinator garden out front. And I know a lot of people do Huma. That's not me, obviously, but that is very popular. A lot of people like that, mint in the water. And obviously mojitos and things like that. You know, you actually muddle it in the bottom. But that stuff there will take over too, all that stuff. And we were talking before, catnip, you know, lemon balm, all these things in the mint family. I mean, they just get pretty crazy. So they're very invasive if you're not really careful. But I like I said, I use this other spray stuff. It's a salt. I don't remember all the ingredients, but it's an organic stuff with a bunch of salt stuff in it. You just spray it and it kills it pretty dang fast, actually. Yeah, I know lamb. Lamb is like with mint sauce is very popular with a lot of people. Sorry, it's a couple of monarch butterflies flying through the yard. But like I said, it's just not my thing. That is like the one thing on earth that I just do not stand. I will eat anything. I will try anything once, but not mint. I mean, which is funny though, because there are some variations of mint that I can stand. I can tolerate, like wintergreen type stuff, but true mint, ugh, ugh. Sorry. I know I'm the odd duck there, because most people like it. Yeah, now I know you're just trolling me, Huma. But I do what I like in water is lemon. Honestly, lemon is really good in water. Cucumber, watermelon, pineapple. Yeah, I know, Desi. I mean, you explained to me before about the bananas, which I love bananas, but in all forms. Sorry, I just stuff going on the creek up there, so it's kind of seeing. Cinnamon. Hey, brother. Cheers. Yeah, but it's cinnamon toothpaste is what I use, like, when I can. You would say mint is about 50-50 with everyone. Yeah, it isn't for everybody because it is a strong flavor. But it's, like I said, it's definitely not mine. When I get at the Thai restaurant I go to, I get a lot of these, they're fresh spring rolls, and they like to stick mint in the dang things. And once in a while I forget, hey Hudson, and order it, and I go, gosh dang it. So I literally deconstruct it, take all the mint out, and even then I barely tolerate it. But I always try to order it without mint. But all the other herbs, like I said, the basil, I love basil. I grow a lot of basil. I'm on my like 3rd or 4th harvest right now, and just make a lot of pesto, which I can freeze the pesto for later. And Edson, I don't know if you heard earlier, if it came through or not, but thank you for that resub earlier. I didn't know if you heard that or not, but I appreciate that. And those of you that are subbed, if you are, whoops, what did I just do? Oh, earlier, you mean? Hopefully not now. But anyhow, if you are subbed, not a founder, you might notice something. Let me show you here. So we do have some sub badges. But I want to give a shout out to Adson for his help with that. So kind of helped with the idea. Gave me the pieces of the puzzle, did a lot of work for me, legwork, and for me to get that uploaded like a week ago. So Adson, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that immensely. And like I said, I'm not sure, you can see the little W there. Maybe, I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is, but we'll let you see. Basically, you're collecting pieces as you go. We'll see what happens, see if you guys figure it out. So about this, yeah, but it was a good idea, Adson, it really was, and I appreciate that. I do, all the things you do for the channel and everything, I immensely appreciate it. So, but I've been giving thoughts to this. Yeah, everybody give some type of cheers or mod love or something like that. No, I don't have that emote. So I am working on, yeah, Huma's got it. So it is compass directions. So there's a couple reasons for that. You know, one of them obviously is travel, but one of the, in my server, those of you that, maybe someone put the link in there to Discord. If you're not already there, love to have you in there. Great community, it's growing all the time. But what, I have a channel in there called Directions, and Sorrowfade, if I remember right, coined this phrase like, I don't know, a year ago, forkisms, just because of some things I used to say and do in Frank's channel, in his server. Just little inspirational things and quotes of the day and different things, and I kind of lost my spark for that for a while. So, but I do have a renewed focus on that, and the Directions channel is where those go. So if you have not checked out the Directions channel in my server and you want a little lift me up, that's the place to go. So if you go anywhere, I don't care if you're in general, I don't go anywhere, just stop by the Directions channel. It's part of my mission, you know, to try to make things a little better for everybody. So anyhow, so that's part of the reason for when AdSense suggested the compass, I was like, yeah. I knew right then that that's what I wanted. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Edson. And then obviously, Starfade, thank you again for the coining that phrase last year, or whenever it was. I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure it was a year ago. So, but a lot of people say it still. It's kind of stuck. So, thank you. And also, like I said, I was starting to say this earlier, and hopefully you guys caught it. But I do appreciate all the support lately, because I mean, obviously, you guys heard there was a death in my family Wednesday. So it's been a little tough, but each one of you guys is the one that kind of got me through that. So the outpouring of support from everybody is just overwhelming. I mean, it really is. From the e-cards I've been getting, from just the DMs, from, I mean, Cherry Blossom put a picture of stuck a fork in a vase in a flower arrangement and took a picture and sent that over. So or put it in my Discord, actually, I think in Pics and Memes. But all those little things just made a big difference. Golden, thank you very much, man. So Ohio, welcome in, my brother. So you guys have all helped, and I appreciate that. So it's the individual that died has been battling Parkinson's for a long time. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, and has been suffering. Is it hard? Yes, because he was a very, very kind man, an awesome man. But anyhow, but you guys have helped a lot. So I'm every day I'm getting better and better, and today the best I've been in a long time. So thanks, Ohio. I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll kind of change that subject. But like I said, so if you ever need any support, things like that, just check out my channel, my Discord server. Check out the Directions channel, and I am an open door. Those of you that know me, some of you are my good friends because of, you know, reaching out. I'm not going to talk names or anything, but in the past, where you maybe had an issue or I've had an issue, and we've kind of worked through it together. So I appreciate that, and I'm always there for you guys. Yeah, music therapy, it helps a lot, Ohio, and there we go. Ohio's got a sub badge. Thanks, Boop. So he's got one piece of the puzzle already. I just didn't notice that. And Hug, I appreciate that very much, Boop. Oh, I thought we had that command. I guess we don't. We'll have to fix that. Frank Tedesco, music really helped me tremendously. Even though the command didn't work, Boop, the thought was there, and I appreciate that immensely. But some of his music, and probably more importantly, the community really helped me through some times. And yeah, Golden, the Radiohead for you, I knew that one, just in the short time I've known you. But yeah, certain songs can just really help you out, help you get through things, whether that's sadness, whether that's good times, bad times, everything. There's a song for that. There really is. But like I said, the community is what really probably helped the most. You are that predictable, Golden, for those of you that know you. And like I said, the community, I think, is probably the biggest thing that's helped me, and maybe some of you that are Tedesco crew, and I've known for a while. I mean, it really is like family for a lot of people, and we try to help each other out. Sorry, like I said, those of you just joining, I'm kind of a chat thing here because it's easier to see than my chat up on the display here. They're all things, good things, bad things. We're always there for each other, and there's not just the other, there's other communities are the same. Some of you guys I know from Rob Landis's community. Like I said, some of you I know from other communities. Marcelo's, Ohio, I know from JMO Piano, but which now he's part of everywhere, which is great because we love Ohio. And there really is. I mean, the Twitch music is. think of the words, a special place. It really is. I mean, it's just a special group of people. It's not like some of the other parts of Twitch, which I've been on. It's not like the gamers. No offense, Edson, as a gamer. But the community just really is always there for each other. I mean, they're there for, you know, one streamer has an issue, you know, they set up raid trains, they set up fundraisers, they do different things to help out, because it's family. It really is. And the one second here. And if you're not following Edson, make sure you give him a follow. Good friend of mine. Well, most everybody here is, at least that I can see, is good friends of mine, so I appreciate that. But the community is like always banding together for something. You know, if it's for a charity or something, to help each other out, to help out like I said, a streamer, a family member of a streamer. I mean, members of the community, always there for each other, and that's not something that can be said about a lot of things, a lot of places. Sorry, just looking down the chat again. But so anyhow, I am working on some different things. You guys might have seen this emote here. It was last month in June, I think, is when I let that go. But those are footsteps. You know, going for a walk there. You know, Huma's helped with a couple emotes. Those two there, the globe and the weather vane. Ohio, you don't know how I wish I might like to be on that boat. Boop the Snoot has helped a lot here. I mean, Boop created the lemon bar and the taco fork. And then I'm trying to think here. I think Smarticus helped with this one. Mikey B. I think the original one from this one came from Chirp the Bird. All from help. And Adson's actually helped me on several of these, kind of fix them so I can upload them. Yeah, this one is actually, I like this one here, the little snorkel mask deal. It's just, I named it Smile. Because those of you guys that kind of know me too, probably the thing that I enjoy the most, my passion really is scuba diving, and love it to death. I mean, it just gives, it's hard to explain. I mean, the level of peace you have, all your troubles just go away when you're doing scuba. And so not only that, you have an incredible world underwater to see and enjoy, and you never know what's around the corner, so to speak. What's around this side of the reef or whatnot. Obviously Edson trying to fix that. 10 months, Sorrowfade, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate, especially the mods, and all of you that are here in chat. But like I said, scuba diving though is just something about it. Not only you go to some amazing places to dive. You know, I'm not a cold water diver. I hate cold water with a passion. California water, everybody thinks California's beaches and palm trees and movie stars. That's not the case. Wrong channel. Lovely. Our beaches here, so the warmest our water gets, and I'm not gonna do the conversion on top of my head, somebody can maybe do that and throw it in there for those of you that are on Celsius, is 55 Fahrenheit up in Northern California where I am. And so that's cold. Down farther south where Southern California, where Laura is, even Huma is down Southern California, and Gravy, they're all Southern Californians. The water's a little bit warmer, but they're also 400 miles south of me. So we don't have the currents the same way you do let's say in the United States on the East Coast or the Gulf of Mexico. And so the water is just, thank you, Edson. It's just bitter cold here. And plus it drops off in the depths of the abyss. I mean, it gets deep fast off the California coast. You know, unlike we don't have a big continental shelf like the East Coast does, where it's shallow, relatively shallow for forever. But yeah, so I always travel to the warmer places. Caribbean is one of my favorite places to dive. I love the Caribbean. It is maybe Turks and Caicos is And probably of the places I've been to dive, Turks and Caicos I love a lot. I mean, it's got one of the larger barrier reefs in the world. Besides the Great Barrier Reef, you've got Turks and Caicos and Belize, kind of topping out your different larger barrier reefs in the world. So what's good for that is for fun for losing. Hey, good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate you popping in. And so when you have those barrier reef scenarios, it really helps out a lot, because you've got nice shallow area, then you have the reefs, then you've got some depth. And so when you got depth, that breakover they call walls, but you get a lot of life that kind of goes between that. So you can be doing a wall dive where you're kind of diving that wall, and you never know. You look off, you're sitting there looking at stuff on your reef on your left, and off to your right, or vice versa, depending on which direction you're going. You know, there's a big ray going by, there's a shark going by, there's you name it. There could be all kinds of things. So it's always fun. Honduras, Roatan, Honduras, I love. It's a little different love there, because Roatan, Honduras has got to focus on a lot of the small stuff. You want to find tiny stuff, you want to see the tiny stuff, Roatan is the place to go. Just some amazing macro life, if you will. Everything from nudibranchs, I'm trying to think of different things, all the different blemmies, just a plethora of small things to see there. St. Lucia's good. I like St. Lucia. Some other places. Hawaii, where I was just at, Ohio referenced the boat. I was pretty packed in Hawaii, so I didn't get a chance to stream much. I streamed one time, and that was from the boat when I was doing some deep sea fishing with my daughter, which I did a couple trips there. But there was just too much going on. I just couldn't find the time. It was tough. Did some diving there when I was there. You know, it's got different life, obviously, because every part's the ocean. In the Caribbean, you kind of have the same thing. And sorry, I don't know what you said, Huma. Sorry, it threw me off for a second. Apologize. Everywhere you go, the Caribbean's got some of the same stuff, but there's little differences in each little island. It could be currents, it could be structure of the island, structures of the reef, depths, all those different things, all little variances. Like, so you get to Hawaii, it's a little different thing to do. So, but diving is really the kind of thing I like. Yeah, one day, Boop. I really do want to get down to Australia and dive. And what especially got my attention is the Port Jackson shark. After we were talking about that one time, but those of you that may not know me, one of the favorite, well, some of you do, but for those that don't, one of my favorite things to do is dive with sharks. I love sharks. Very misunderstood creatures. A lot of people have an unnatural, well, I'm gonna say unnatural fear, because it's the fear that they have is driven from movies like Jaws and headlines that are written up in dumb ways just to kind of sell papers, to sell, get you to watch their news channel, whatever the case may be. But sharks in general, they leave you alone. I mean, I've dove with hundreds of sharks probably at this point now, and they never bother you. I mean, they may come over and just cruise, see what's going on, but they're not the man-eaters that people think they are. That is true, Huma, but there's different, you kind of just got to learn and watch. But, one of my bucket list items is to dive with a great white shark. There's 3, nope, that's actually my next one. So, bull sharks are not on my to-do list, because those are the ones the ones I'd be the most nervous of. But tiger sharks, definitely on my bucket list. I've watched a lot of stuff on them, done a lot of research on them, a lot of reading. And sorry, the chickens are over there doing some stuff. They're not what people think they are. Great white sharks have a bad rap just because they're so damn big. And of course they get the splendor, the Shark Week things of showing them jumping out after seals and stuff like that. The hammerhead is actually the next one, just because they're cool looking. just really, really unique species of shark. Yeah, tiger sharks, no problem. I have no problem with tiger sharks. And I would have, and I know some people have done a lot of diving with bull sharks in Florida, and I've never had one issue ever. That's fine. If I see one, it's not like I'm gonna freak out. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. But it just hasn't made my bucket list, so to speak. Like I said, those 3 species, and of course there's subspecies of hammerheads, scalloped greater. And I think I've read something the other day about another one that they think they've discovered, another subspecies of hammerhead. But I like them. I mean, they're peaceful, and they really are. They're graceful, beautiful creatures, and obviously dependent on everything has a reason, Huma. But I have no problem diving with tiger sharks. I was actually trying to dive with tiger sharks when I was in Hawaii. We went on 2 sites that tiger sharks frequent, but we didn't come across them. So I was a little bummed. I was hoping I was gonna be able to get that one knocked off the list. But I think what I'm gonna do for that is I'm probably gonna go to Maldives. Maldives have been on my bucket list for a long, long time in the Indian Ocean. And so you never have to apologize. There's no late. It's always right on time. I'm just appreciative of anybody that ever stops in here anytime. But yes, the divers want a Kung Pao chicken, or the sharks want a Kung Pao chicken. You're right. So, but the Maldives, just an incredible place, and sorry, Boop, I was just kind of reading what you said there, and I'll read that out loud here in a second. Definitely a bucket list location between the manta rays, the just incredible number of shark species they have there. One of them being tiger sharks. I mean, obviously you get tiger sharks in the Caribbean and stuff like that, especially the Bahamas. Tiger Shark Alley, well-known spot for diving with tiger sharks. But the Maldives is definitely a bucket list location. And I'm not saying that that is where I go necessarily just for tiger sharks, but I'm definitely gonna go there. And so I was reading what you said, Boop. You're probably more likely to die from all of the random Australian things in the sea that want to kill you than sharks. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, are there dangers in the sea? Yeah, there's dangers where I'm at right now. I mean, they're everywhere. But I don't live my life by fear of things like that. There's not a lot I'm afraid of. Do I have respect for a lot of things? Absolutely. I have respect for numerous things. It's right. I just know you're trolling him anyways. But I don't live my life in fear. I don't live my life in fear of snakes. I don't live my life in fear of spiders. Actually, those of you that know me know I'm quite the opposite. I kind of get upset when people just smash spiders and say they're killing spiders. I think spiders are another thing that get a bad rap. That's right, Huma. I'm not worried about the tiger sharks. But I'm not worried about scorpions. I mean, we've just around here, we've got numerous snake species. I mean, there could be rattle. I mean, I don't know. I could look out here, maybe find a rattlesnake. I guarantee you, in 10 minutes, if I looked, I could find a snake in this yard. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. No, I thought that was London or Paris, Desi. Yeah. So scorpions here. So we have 2 species of scorpions here. So most of them that you see, I mean, they are really little. I mean, they're like less than 1 inch long. And then there's another species a little bit longer. So little wood scorpions we get, and then I can't remember the names of the species of the other one. We do have those. You don't see them as often. You gotta be digging under stuff to find stuff, like moving a bunch of rocks, because most times they're burrowed in. They'll come out at night and stuff like that. A fun fact, a lot of the scorpion species you can actually find using a UV light. They fluoresce. Yeah, maybe I'll try to remember to post a picture of scorpion. The last scorpion I found. I mean, it was a tiny little booger, but I mean, here, like I said, here where we live in the area, I mean, we've got, like I said, snakes, scorpions, spiders. There's mountain lions here. We have black bears. We've got bobcats. We've got a rarer species of cat, a ringtail cat. We've got foxes, you know, all those different things. The only thing we don't have here is a tiger. Basketcatsu, welcome in. Always a pleasure. So I see you kind of still saying hello and stuff. But yeah, they are cool. Cindy, scorpions, snakes, and sharks. A lot of things that get just a bad rap in general. Anywhere in the UK, you're never more than 4 feet away from a rat. That's all right. Rodents aren't my particular thing. I mean, I'm not afraid of them or anything like that, but they're just a nuisance. I've had a rat a few years ago chewed its way into, hello Gravy, chewed its way into the container where I keep all the chicken food, and I didn't know, you know, and then one day I went out there, I'm like, what the hell's all this seed all over the ground, or the food for? And they chewed right through the plastic tub to get into where they were protected in there, just to get to the damn stuff. There's the pests. They really are. Just like gray squirrels. Gray squirrels are basically just rats that look prettier. I'm not a fan of gray squirrels either. They're a nuisance animal in my opinion. Always chewing on something, always digging a hole in something. You say that, Desi, there might be one in your house somewhere. It's hiding behind your strawberry gin, or one of your something there in your liquor cabinet. So Gravy, how you doing today, Gravy? Thanks for coming back. Sorry about the issues with the signal earlier. Not sure what happened there. Like I said, decided to just come have just a chat session here from the house. Yeah, I think the only thing I'm really afraid of, honestly, is needles. I know that sounds funny, but needles. Pokemon Go, yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day about something, but you know, about fears, stuff like the needles. Like I said, that's the only thing I've ever been afraid of. I remember giving blood one time, just a vial or two, whatever they take for, to run tests. And I never, ever look. I've got a perfect vein on my right arm. And I made the mistake of looking over and out like a light. So they used the stuff to kind of wake me back up. Yeah, Huma, I could never deal with that. If I had a disease or something like that where I had to give myself injections every day, I'd take death. Yeah, I literally did, Desi, one time. Literally was out in the cold. And like I said, they did use that, they call it smelling salts or whatever. I mean, Sue would be the one to tell us best, with her background, but that is the only thing that drives my blood pressure up. It really gets me that I'm afraid of. I mean, I know that sounds funny, but give me sharks, give me mountain lions, give me bears, give me whatever. Stick me up in a helicopter, which I actually love. I mean, that's one of the perks of this job once in a while, is flying. Used to make everyone in the Army train on needles for first aid, and then too many injuries, so it stopped. Yeah, I could see that. People not know what they're doing right, but especially nowadays, a lot of the stuff too, they just make special little injector stuff with different medicines and one-time things. Boop. Yeah, we're in agreement there. But I've had, I don't know, I'm strange on a lot of things. I don't really have I'm trying to think of the right words so it doesn't come out wrong. I don't, all the comments about the sharks and all that stuff like that. I don't have a fear of death. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Just plain and simple. Just say it how it is. It will happen when it happens. My time will be when my time will be. So I don't really worry about things too much. Yeah, Ohio, I thought about that too. People have a fear of needles. I mean, you really have to be in the dumps. I mean, I guess if you're really, let's say, in the wrong crowd and an addict or something along those lines, obviously you throw everything out the window and you do things that you wouldn't normally do. Desi, you crack me up. But I just, like I said, I just know that whenever my time comes, it's there. You know, I'm not going to stress over it. I don't go looking for it, you know, problems or death, and take precautions. But, you know, I've had my fair share of brushes, I guess you could say, from all the different things over the years. So anyhow, so I was thinking, kind of thinking about this earlier. So I've kind of resisted for a long time, and I think it's finally time to get off my butt and do it. But I am going to set up a studio in the house to be able to start streaming on off times, because I've had so many issues. Don't flirt with death. That's only for Deadpool. Yeah, sorry, Fade. But you know, I'm bound by so many different things. You know, weather, light, cell service. You know, I'm talking bad weather. In the winter, it could be raining. I mean, I didn't stream for like a month and a half or almost 2 months because every single day I was off, it was pouring rain. And I mean, this winter we had a lot of rain up where I was. Then it just stopped, but it was just steady. It was always raining on the weekends, which sucks because that was typically my day. You know, I work so long after work, I can't get, I don't have time to stream. I mean, because a lot of times it's dark, you know, the way I'm in my current status as it is now. But what I still want to do is be able to have locations I can go to. If they don't work out, it is what it is. I'm going to film them while I'm there, and then I'm going to be able to show them back on stream to you guys and share you guys with what I can see. Because no matter what, my video camera is going to work. I just may not have the service to stream. Desi, that's the truth. You know, whether you believe or not believe, you know, we're not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into any potentially things, but you know, you just have what you have, and it is what it is. Outdoor shack shed for streaming. But anyhow, so what I want to do, like I said, set something up. I do have a webcam, a decent one. It's not like, you know, Frank Tedesco or some other people's quality, but you know, with a true mirrorless camera. But the old travel shack, yeah. I do have, and I've been sitting on this damn thing for a long time. I do have a boom arm and basic mic, although I do have even a headset that would work temporarily too, a good headset, if that didn't work. But and I see your comments, Human. I'll circle back on that in a second. I need to get some things set up. I need to get it cleared out. I'm kind of sitting in a spot. I kind of moved my desk for some painting and some stuff a little while ago, and I've never done anything with it. So I just need to find somewhere, get a backdrop that looks nice, whether it's a green screen or whether it's just turning it around. I'd rather actually have a reel rather than a green screen. I've thought about that for a while because it'll motivate me to get all my books out. It'll motivate me to get some of the other things out that I have. They're just sitting. I mean, I've got so many reference books, it's not even funny, on different things. You said the chicken cam. So I have been thinking about it. I was looking at it, and I'm going to do this someday, but I am going to get, they have little harnesses, but I'm going to do that and just take a chicken for a walk and stream. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think Woody first came up with that, you know, earlier, maybe last fall or earlier this year. I don't know, I just think it'd be funny. Or just a fun thing to do. And I think it actually could probably get a little bit of attention. I don't think a lot of people will see people walking chickens on a leash. Yeah, chicken cam is required. But I was thinking, you know, that wouldn't be that hard. I could set up a channel and be like the California Burbs and just have a have the chicken cam running all day long, chicken channel, just pointing at the chickens. Let me focus on one thing first, and then maybe that's something down the road. But that wouldn't be that hard to do, to set up whole another channel, just have chickens, chicken stream. People want chickens. I don't know if anybody would ever watch chickens, but then again, look how many people are watching birds just at a bird bath on California Burbs. So, I mean, I've been on that channel quite a bit, and there's what always blows me away is I actually see people rating into that channel. I've never figured out. It just doesn't seem like it'd be something you'd rate into. But I have watched it a few times, and that's actually a California channel about, they're kind of in the middle of the state, kind of the river, Paso Robles, San Luis, I can't remember the exact town, but Paso Robles area, Tascadero, if I recall. So basically, due west of Fresno, California, that direction over by the coast. But it's a popular channel, which blows me away. Just people just watching birds at a bird bath. They come and go. But anyhow, another thing for another thought for another day. But like I said, if I can get myself set up to stream, there's things I'd like to do. You know, we can talk travel, we can talk different things. Like I said, I still have from last fall when I went up to Lake Tahoe to catch the salmon run, the landlocked salmon, the kokanee salmon. I have that video still saved. I have not shown it. I have not shared it. I have not done anything with it yet because my goal is I'd like to show that on stream. Since there was not enough service there, I think that was actually the birth of the chopper command. I think is where that came from. I think Hoke started. But it wouldn't be that hard, does he? Because they're actually, what happened when you actually pick up it, they hunker down. They don't fight you, and you get them up, you know, like that. They're actually very, very docile animals. All the breeds I have are very docile breeds, and they're kind of that reason. There's just like dog species, chicken species, different species have different temperaments. Same thing. So I wouldn't be worried about that. But like I said, I do want to stream. I want to show that. I've got a lot of footage from scuba diving, whether that's just photos, video. A lot of it's unedited. That's a whole nother thing. That could be Homa, that they just like seeing different things, just seeing the weather. I mean, granted, they have a pretty good view where they are on that. If anybody's been to that channel before, California Burbs, but I mean, you can see things. I mean, it's a nice setting. Yeah, editing. I mean too. It's so when you're scuba, it's double duty editing underwater footage. You've got issues such as when you're underwater, you have color issues. So your reds go away first. You know, so when you're down at depth, you've got no reds. And so you can use filters, there's different things you can do. You can white balance your camera to try to make these little corrections best you can. There are no things for, lights help a lot because the lights actually give you back some of your natural colors because you just lose that spectrum. Desi, thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate you. Thank you. And so you've got those type of edits first. So you got to go through, you make the color correction edits, you do other different things. Then you can then make your videos the way you would make a normal video. You make your clips, you put your music to it, you do different things. And I am not a video editor. I don't know the first thing about video editing. I've had to piece my experiences sometimes when VODs break, when there's a break in signal or something like that in service, and I'll stitch two of them together, if you will, or merge the two clips to make one whole VOD. Do that in DaVinci Resolve. I can do some very minor things, but that's it. I mean, I'm not really good. So I've been playing around with an Adobe program called Lightroom. Lightroom is what scuba divers, underwater enthusiasts, free divers, all those things. That's the program they use to really do all their editing, because it's really just some amazing software. I've played around with it a little bit and played around with a couple of videos, photos, because I've only recently had it. and it's pretty awesome. It really is. And so, like I said, it's just a lengthy process when you're dealing with underwater footage to edit. So I know you throw your hands up there on YouTube, but it's ×2. You know, you got to get a good video first, then you can edit it. So it's always a challenge. Like I said, those are goals I have down the road here. Just checking battery life, plenty. Excuse me, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, like I said, and there's other things we could do. You know, we could talk about bucket list locations. We can talk about many different things. I was actually thinking about one topic here today that we could maybe even do as well. And I'm just digging in here, getting my backup for my other phone that I'm reading chat on. I can power that up while we're getting going here. Oh, yeah, it's time consuming, and that's one thing that I don't have a lot of is time. I mean, I work a ton. I mean, a ton. So time is of short supply for me, and so finding the time to spend a lot to edit, to do all that stuff, to go through and clean up all the pictures, all the videos. Bear with me just a second, I'm just looking. Make sure I plug this into the right battery backup into the cords into the right spots there. There we go. All that work, you didn't even look at it, Huma. Oh boy. Yeah, but it's a challenge. You know, it takes time, and my hat goes off to those content creators and people that do that type of stuff without help. It's a full-time job. I mean, just doing all that stuff. You know, if you're out making videos, and I've got friends that have some pretty successful YouTube channels, not in the music world, but they do a lot of stuff. I mean, he spends a lot of time. Oops, hold on. What did I just do? Sorry, I picked up my other phone to do something with it, and I hit some buttons, and it was in the wrong pages. Train of thought gone. Sorry. I'm losing my train of thought a little bit more today, just because it's been a lot on my mind lately. So I think I can actually feel it, which is no big deal. So I appreciate you guys' patience on that. But yeah, let's talk a little bit of travel, something like that. So I mean, where are some places that you've gone that you've really enjoyed? We won't talk about bucket list locations. Let's just say it's, you know, it could be a trip out of state, out of the country. It could be a museum down the street. I mean, it could be whatever. It could be an aquarium. Where's some places you guys have been that you really like? I think I'll kind of prime this and get it going, but I think probably my favorite trip I've ever taken was the trip when I went to Mongolia. So we started off, I used to be really active in amateur radio, not so much anymore, ham radio. Started off with some friends I'd met in the Soviet Union at Russia, that old habits die hard, that were into radio. They said, hey, you get us to, you know, you get to Russia, we'll get you to Mongolia, and to do a joint radio operation between Russians and Americans, which had been the first one, and I'd also been the first American operators in Mongolia. Sorry, just reading what Huma said there. But yeah, so you know, I started off in actually start off the day in Mexico. Don't ask, that's a long story. So flew from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico to Los Angeles to New York to JFK, New York to Helsinki, Finland, Helsinki, Finland to Moscow. Got off the plane in Moscow. Obviously, I didn't speak any Russian at the time. Met the guy that I'd never met before in my life, you know, except for just talking to, met him. So we ended up getting on a train. Actually, met up with another guy because another friend of mine went that I knew from radio, and he and his family were over there traveling all across Europe, so they were kind of already there. So I met up with them. We got on a train, went on the train, and went all the way to Samara. P4 was here; he'd be able to explain all this a lot better. Took a quick shower, things like that, and their little showers there are not like the showers here, let me put it that way. So it's basically like a bathtub, normal bathtub. You got a curtain and you got a little wand you can kind of go like this with. There is no shower. And so immediately did that. Then we got on another plane. We got on a plane from there, flew from Samara to Irkutsk, Russia, which is on the lakes of on the shores of Lake Baikal, which is the largest freshwater lake in the world, if I recall. Definitely the deepest, but I think largest by volume for sure. It is a unique situation because it kind of sits in a rift and just extreme depth, just extreme depth there. From there, we got to Irkutsk. We hopped on a little plane. When I say little, I mean little. From there, I flew down to Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. That was basically all nonstop. So 4 days later, after I started, I got to where I was going, and it literally took 4 days. It was an intense 96 hours, but it was an amazing experience. Actually, on the little plane from Irkutsk down to Ulaanbaatar, one of the people on there, there was actually goats on that airplane. I always remember that. Right when the country collapsed. Yep. Exactly, Uma. When I say the country, I mean Soviet Union collapsed. I mean, I was young, let me put it that way. So I was not really an adult yet. And spent the week in Mongolia, had an amazing time. The Mongolian people were just incredible. Opened up their, because it's a good memory, Huma. Not everybody's heard it. I mean, they really opened up the homes and stuff like that. We did a bunch of stuff. Did the radio, had the operation, which was a success. The radio operation. Flew back. Spent a lot of time in Russia. Then spent some time in, which the Russian people were just. I know they get a lot of bad rap, you know, especially from Americans, all the Russians, and just because of the bitter history from the Cold War and such, and even to this day, what's going on, which I'm not going to get into that geopolitics right now. They were amazing people, and like I said, they went to spend some time in England, the south part of England around Winchester, and I came home. But I was gone for a total of, I don't know, 6 weeks almost, just shy of 6 weeks. But that was the best trip I've ever had in my life, just because of the experience. That time I had there was, I would trade that for any amount of college education, any education you can have, just because of what it taught me about life. It was amazing, and people. Definitely what it taught me about people. All right, Homa, what's your favorite travel story then? Put you on the spot. So I know you've done a lot of traveling. We've kind of talked about it a little bit. No barbecue grills in Sweden. All right. Mods, please ban Sweden. Ban the country. You have to have a barbecue grill. Come on. Cambodia? That's awesome. Well, actually, when we were in Mongolia, it's funny you say that, because when we were in Mongolia, we had a chance. So the guy and his family left there. So it was just, his family was still back in Samara. So it was the two Russians, my other American that I knew, myself, and the Mongolians. But anyhow, the Russian, he goes, hey, you want to go to Vietnam? I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Vietnam. So the other guy I was with, we did not get a chance to go to Vietnam because of, He goes, no, my family's back in Samara. They'd probably be pissed off. No. I'm like, just take me. That was a big no, but I would have gone in a heartbeat. I've always wanted to go to Southeast Asia as well, so that'd be pretty cool, Huma. I mean, obviously they're two different countries, but definitely my thing. Yeah, I'd love to hear it, Huma. Type away. Anybody else has a story too? I mean, go for it. I mean, place you've been that you really loved. Like I said, it doesn't have to be out of country. It doesn't have to be out of state. It doesn't have to be out of a province. You know, whatever you may have in your area. They call different things. Parish. I mean, there's a lot of different things people call things. That's pretty cool of me too. I've never been to Amsterdam yet. Like that's really my only European experience and Asian experience. Was what I did, but that's pretty cool. I find myself the same way because I've hit a lot of airports in the U.S., especially going to the Caribbean, different places. You know, you have your hub airports and stuff, but Denver, Dallas, Charlotte. I mean, all those different, you know, some of the bigger, Miami, especially Miami. I've been out of Miami probably more times than I could think. San Francisco. But that's all right, Ohio. Maybe someday. I mean, that's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to go out of country. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I enjoy just getting out. I don't care if I go down to adjoining town or go into town and look at something I've never seen before. Yeah, San Francisco, in the scheme of things, is a beautiful location. I mean, it is a perfect setting. It's turned into a mess, and we'll leave it at that. But let me read what Huma said here. I'll read it out loud here. I was on one island for a vacation in Cambodia, and then I went to the market store, and I wanted coconut. The man attending the store was like, no coconut. I was a little sad, but whatever. And after a pause, he said, there is no coconut at the store because the island has coconut trees all over. We walked outside and shook the tree for coconut. That is pretty cool. You know, that is funny you say that because you wouldn't think about that really. Good point. You sure you didn't shimmy up the tree? I've always had an admiration for those people you watch and then they just bear hug it and just kind of, you know, not really true bear hug, but loop their arms around it and their feet and just go up bare feet and just like it's nothing. Like holy smokes, I could never do that. It's pretty awesome. That's a cool story though. That really is. That was kind of fun. Anybody else have any stories? Like I said, it could be something doesn't have to be far. Places you've been that you really liked. Like I said, museum, parks, libraries. Me too. When I was 10, we were at Schiffel. I don't know if that pronunciation is right or not. I'm not good at that. For about 12 hours because of snow, and I just walk around the airport back and forth. After a few years back, I had only 35 minutes to catch my flight back to the U.S. because my flight from Paris was delayed. 2 hours. Just made with literally 1 minute to spare, knowing the airport well paid off. Sorry, Amsterdam airport, gotcha. It is cutting it close, and I've had that same issue myself. I literally got off one plane. So when I was 2 trips ago to Honduras, when I was in Honduras, coming back, I don't even know the reason why it was late, but it was late. The flight was delayed. So when I got back to Miami, I knew I had to go through customs. Okay, and I've got all the stuff, you know, whatever, make it easier to get through, stuff like that, global entry and whatnot. But yeah, go through customs, back through immigration, getting, you know, back because you're back in the country. It's always a pain in the ass. It doesn't matter what airport you are, typically if it's a bigger airport. And I literally had like the same thing, dude. I had like 15 minutes. I was able to rush through immigration, get over to customs, get my bags rechecked, which was a pain in the butt. No, I take that back. That was the part that held me down. So I had, it was less than an hour. I'm trying to think all in general, but so I got everything going. Then I sat there waiting at the carousel. That's what I was waiting at the carousel. I'm like, oh my God, I got no time left. And so I had it now. Then by the time I got the luggage, I'm like, okay, I only got a few minutes to get this checked back in. So I went over, got checked back in, and literally was running. I had to sprint from one end all the way to the other of the damn terminal, and barely made that. But and I was like, my luggage may not get there, but at least I'm on the plane. Yeah, New Zealand would be a cool place to go, Boop. I mean, it's just, I've seen a lot of pictures. It's gorgeous. I mean, obviously they've filmed Lord of the Rings there as well, but just some gorgeous country in some of the areas there, and definitely, you know, most of the population, from what I've read, is kind of clustered in a few spots. So really a rural spot, basically. Not a lot of people, not a lot of population density spread throughout the country, just all in little spots. And didn't you say, Boop, once that you were down like New Orleans or something like that? Was it you and I that were talking about the old plantation homes or something like that? Somebody I was talking to, and I can't remember who that was. I was thinking it was you, but it was like a year ago or so. Paris, Amsterdam, technically domestic. Yeah, Europe. So I had to do international and the usual U.S. security. Yeah, and yeah, I thought it was you, Boop. And we were, when I fly, I spent a lot of time, well, not anymore. I used to spend a lot of time up in Alberta, Canada. And when I fly out of Edmonton, they actually had the customs there, U.S. customs there. It was nice because I could just fly do all my stuff there, get back, and didn't have to deal with anything else ever again. It was nice. It was kind of weird that they had that there for people returning back to the States, but it was so convenient. Didn't have the normal big lines like you have. Yeah, plantation houses. And I think if I remember right, I think I even identified, I think we figured out that we might have been to the same one. It was something along those lines. I don't remember. It was, but definitely some really cool stuff. Yeah, traveling around the country looking at theme park tour, that would be really cool, Ohio. I personally am not into roller coasters. My daughter loves them. But that would be really cool. I had a friend that actually went around 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years. It was before COVID, so let's say 4 or 5 years ago. He literally went he did baseball stadium tours. So he did all the American League and all the National League teams. In 1 year, went to every single stadium and watched the games there. Oh, South Korea, that's cool. That's really cool, Gravy. Bought a lot of skincare. Yeah, he had a lot of fun, Ohio. It's really pretty cool. I bet I know there's probably a lot of people that do that, but I mean, that's a lot of effort. There's a lot of stadiums, a lot of traveling involved in there. That'd probably get pretty expensive pretty damn fast. Although there's a lot of amusement parks too, so you'd probably same situation. You tried planning an NFL stadium around 12 years back, but practically impossible. Yeah, NFL would be difficult. Yeah, that would be really challenging, especially where their schedules are. Like, so I'm not really into sports, but I know just enough to be dangerous. Yeah, but South Korea would be kind of cool. Definitely one of those places I'd like to maybe go someday. Like I said, all that whole Southeast Asia. That's definitely, the Korean Peninsula would be definitely one of them. Baseball games in Korea have cheerleaders in the stands. Oh, I did not know that. But then again, I've never played baseball in Korea. But no, there have been a lot of good baseball players come out of Korea over the years too. In Japan, and obviously I was going to say South America, but technically the Caribbean even. Dominican Republic, Cuba. Is it really Huma? Yeah, I've never been. I don't know, but that's really cool. I liked baseball when I was young. I played baseball and soccer and ran track and field. I couldn't run to save my life now, and I didn't run far track and field. I just did short stuff. Oh, that's nice, Huma. That's man, going to sports games in the States is insane. Maybe it's like that in other places like the UK or other places, but you know, for a football match or something like that, or maybe even Australia, I don't know. But you know, when you go to a, you know, even some of the little AAA teams, the minor league teams, but you go to a baseball game and you're spending a small fortune just to get a drink, just to get a hot dog, or just to get a hamburger, just to get a sandwich, whatever you want, a beer, yeah, not to mention the entry just to get by the ticket and the parking and everything like that. I mean, then you get NFL, another kind of next level in price altogether. Then you start, you know, basketball. All these things are not cheap. Just ridiculous amounts of prices. It's only here? Okay. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Is that the English Premier League? Is that what EPL is? Mewtwo? I'm not a big soccer football fan, but I have I have friends that live in the UK that I've known for, actually I met them scuba diving. I can't remember the little town they live in, but they have season tickets to Man City, not United, Man City, and so they kind of talk a lot about different things, and you know, so when I've been around them, they've talked a lot of soccer, football, wherever you're at. So I know just enough to be dangerous. How long were you in Korea, Gravy? I know you said you went over there for a weekend for some shopping and sightseeing. I like northern New Mexico too. I really do. Southern New Mexico, not so much, but when you start getting up into some of the junipers and some of that hill country, 4 days. Oh, that was a quick trip. Holy smokes. Especially considering how long it takes to get there. But I'm assuming you probably got a direct flight out of LAX, Fly Direct. I would assume. Oh, how awesome, Gravy. Yeah, Sue, but I mean, I like New Mexico. There's some parts of that are, you know, like I said, some of that northern part, there's some really cool stuff up there. And of course, you've got some of the great things, you know, come out of there. Is the Hatch chili comes out of New Mexico, which I go through a lot of Hatch chili peppers. Holy smokes. Me too. I know that's it's a poke, man. It's a poke, but I would probably break it up because it's definitely a long flight to. Well, I mean, I basically traveled 4 days straight to get to Mongolia, so I guess it's nothing. But sitting on a plane at one time that long is a lot. But I'd do it. It's no big deal. Just be boring for a little bit. Hopefully they have some good drinks on board, or be able to have some different things. You still gonna be our tour guide, my tour guide, Boop, when I go down there? At least for your area. Yeah, see, but I would do Huma. I would do it for. There's several things that I would be interested in doing there. I mean, I would love to go diving. Multiple places to dive there. The Great Barrier Reef. You get to the south. good chance also seeing some great white sharks. I mentioned earlier the Port Jackson shark. So it'd be worth it to me, just to go find some cool spiders. Yeah, so and some of my other hobbies too, I'd probably be getting involved in that too. Steggy Music, how you doing, buddy? And if you all are not following Steggy, give him a follow. Just an outstanding voice, man. Just a great guy. But Steggy definitely has some pipes on him, man. It's phenomenal pipes. Hey, welcome, Steggy. Yeah, I've been there. Oh, I don't know how long I've been with. Well, I remember I was following you before your affiliate. I know that much because I've got a founder's badge. But yeah, just a really great guy. So if you guys are into acoustic guitar and singing, definitely need to follow Steggy. Give him a shout. Give him a follow. I have not, Huma. So I was just talking to somebody yesterday about that, about what states I've been to. There's only a handful of states. Then I had to explain to somebody what New England was because they didn't. That's what it was. I remember now. Where states I have not been to, and I don't have that number off the top of my head, but I want to say I've been to 37 of the 50. I think sticks in my mind. So yeah, I remember it was fast, Steggy. I remember, and I don't even remember who dragged me there or whatever, who pointed me your direction. It's hard to say. Might have been Mikey B. But I don't remember who. I mean, Mikey and I used to try and drag each other around a lot, all over Twitch. But anyhow, yeah. But so I think Minnesota. No, excuse me. I've been to Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana. The New England states above New York, Pennsylvania. I've been to New York, Pennsylvania. I've not been to New Jersey. I've been to all those, and I've not been to Alaska. So I think it's kind of where I figured out. Obviously, you guys are town trolling there, Ohio and Steggy. But definitely it's a place I need to knock that out, get that off the bucket list one of these days. We traveled the state for a honeymoon, but it's the southwestern part of the state I've been to most. Silver City, Hurley, Deming, Santa Rita, and can't read it twice. We did visit Teos, Angel Fire, Santa Fe, and Albuquerque. Oh, Sue, I'd definitely come visit you down there. Absolutely. Versus, my brother. So that's in. If you can do that, actually, we'll probably cool down on the shout out. But if you give shout out to Versus, so Versus 200, good friend of mine, good friend of the channel. Versus is a violinist from Mexico. We joke over. I mean, you may, if any of those of you that are in Marcelo's stream, my living room, you see quite frequently. You'll see Versus and I kind of joking and playing around, about beer, about tacos, about dinosaur quesadillas. And those of you that always wonder, dinosaur quesadillas, we're talking about chicken. Chickens are just little dinosaurs. And Andy, obviously. But Versus, great guy, great violinist. So thank you for popping in here, my brother. Cincinnati people are a mess. Yeah, I've not really been to the southwest part at all, Sue. Yeah, Versus 199 didn't make it to fame like Versus 200. That's correct, Huma. Like I said, that corridor up Highway 40, really love it. That higher country, higher elevation stuff. Although I don't mind the desert stuff, but I don't know, maybe because I lived in the hills all my life. I'm more fond of that than the desert, the flat deserts, lower deserts, drier deserts, I should say. Sorry, some of you guys cracked me up. I don't have anybody. I don't have any Modelo's. I actually don't have a single beer in the house right now. I've got, actually I posted in Marcelo's Discord last night what I was drinking last night, but I bought, and I think I put it in my server too, in my Discord channel, in my Good Eats channel. But the I'm trying to think of I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But anyhow, it's pineapple passion, but it's basically a rum punch. But it's got pineapple juice, passion fruit juice, and rum. On the way over to Hawaii, I actually drank damn near a whole 750 bottle of it. He's like, hey, well, I cracked it open. I can't So he told me the steward, tenant, well, I'm not sure the proper thing would be, flight attendant, said, hey, once I crack this, we cannot serve the same bottle over. I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy. So he just kept bringing it to me, just kept filling up, and damn near drank a whole 750 of this stuff. Even though it's only 10% alcohol by volume, but you drink a 750 of that, you get pretty loopy. Stream Balance is making you thirsty. Speaking of that, let me grab a drink of water here. I've been talking so much, I need to hydrate. I don't always do that. Take care, Boop. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming by. A little better. Didn't realize my throat was getting so dry. So, thanks, Ohio. You just saying that kind of made me think that I need to get a drink. Yeah, we're not in the piano bar, so I can't get drinks for everybody like we would normally. But that stuff was pretty good. But normally I don't normally drink that type of stuff. Normally I'm a bourbon, just some bourbon or some whiskey. It's kind of what I drink. Me too. I'm always trying to get her to give us the lottery numbers, the winning lottery numbers, but she never. I don't know. She just doesn't do it. Maybe it's all that blood flowing to her head from being upside down all the time. Yeah, I always joke around with her about that. We're always joking. Well, even Woody sometimes, we're always giving her a bad time. Andy McNabb especially. I love it in chat when he puts things in upside down just for Boop to read. He puts upside down text just for her. I love it. It's always funny. Never gets old. And she's in Australia, in case those that don't know. Probably figured that out by the conversations. So where else you guys been? Like I said, it's gotta be somewhere. And me too, do you have any more big trips planned? Like I know like earlier in the year you did. Yeah. That stuff was pretty good. So that brand, it's a Hawaiian brand actually that makes rum there, because there was sugar cane, obviously grown in Hawaiian Islands, and that's something they make there. Like I said, I just saw it on the thing and think, oh, I'm going to Hawaii. What the hell? Why not try something different? And I was like, holy hell, this is good. So I actually brought back they had it at Costco. So there's a Costco there right close to the airport on the Big Island of Hawaii. So I went to Costco and saw that they had a 1.5 liter. If you see me keep looking down there, it's all I'm outside. So there's ants and stuff walking around. And at that 1.5 liter, I'm like, oh, this is a pretty reasonable price. So I bought it. Been to a cave restaurant in Missouri. Where's that at, Homa? Because obviously we both know that I've spent a lot of time in Missouri. I've got a lot of family there. So the Ozarks have a lot of caves. I mean, just in general. I'm not sure if it's down the south in the Ozarks or up north, but southern Missouri is just, you know, middle of Missouri down south, just loaded. About middle, like Columbia area, or what part? I mean, obviously. Okay, 90 minutes. So you should go 3 to. Oops, chat just that little tiny screen just went by too fast. Let me go back to my other phone here. You should go 3 to 4 months each year, but I want to stay in the U.S. this year. Might just do 3 to 4 weeks in the southeast. Gotcha. Florida, Atlanta, Charlotte. Let's see. Yeah, so the one I know. I'll have to check that out sometime. I mean, I've been to some caves there. They have caves you can drive in. Fantastic caverns are near Springfield, Missouri. A lot of fun. You get little Jeeps and kind of drive in there. I mean, boy, that's the truth, man. I'm supposed to go, I don't know if that's going to happen or not happen, but so the end of September, it's right when TwitchCon is going on, so I'm kind of in a pickle here. So I probably won't make TwitchCon this year, but I'm supposed to go back to Honduras, to Roatan, Honduras on a diving trip for a week. So I need to see, that may not materialize. I would love it to, but it just may not happen. There might be just too much things going on. I also need to try to make sure I get time to see my dad this year. I haven't seen him yet, so whether I go back there, whether he comes out here, he's in Missouri. That's the reason I go back there. It was a lot of, as well as, excuse me, all my brothers. I've got 3 brothers back there and their families. But in Missouri too, there's a restaurant. There's actually 3 in total. There's one actually not too far from my dad's in Ozark, the actual town of Ozark, Missouri, called Lambert's. There's another one over in Sikeston, Missouri, and then there's another one in Foley, Alabama. And Lambert's Cafe makes a lot of their count. You know, you see a thing like top 10 best places to do this or that or whatever, restaurants kind of thing. But it's just a fun restaurant. And you know, they actually take rolls. They make these rolls and they literally will throw them. I think I might have a video on my server somewhere, but if not, I can stick one in there. Literally throw them to you. Know, they go around and throw the rolls to you. But you know, it's, you order whatever you want, and then it's, you know, off the menu. And then if you want more of something, you know, hey, I got this, and I want just a little bit. And it's really cool. They do that, you know, and then walk around with these different things. Yeah, TwitchCon is expensive. It's not cheap. You know, it's obviously gonna be different for everybody. You know, you're traveling from, you know, another country. It's gonna be even more expensive than, let's say, me. It's in my state. I mean, it's in San Diego this year. Yeah, but it can be very expensive when you start factoring in lodging, food, you know, all the different things. It can be expensive. Yeah, Ohio, it is a blast. It really is a blast. I talked to GMO about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah," because we were jokingly talking about a gathering, a mod party. I think it was last year or something. We were joking about a mod Christmas party, GMO Christmas party at Lambert's, and I said, "Oh, let's go to Lambert's in Foley," since obviously he's in Birmingham. But that's Foley is just down the south, near Gulf Shores, Alabama. So the security in Honduras. So I fly into Roatan. Whoops. Hold on. There it goes. Sorry, I just did something. I lost my chat screen. So I fly into Roatan, which is obviously an island off the coast of the mainland Honduras. So I probably would not go to mainland Honduras this time, especially talking to the locals there on the island. They're like, yeah, stay off the mainland. A lot of issues, a lot of crime, a lot of a lot of drugs. I mean, stuff going on there, and criminal activity. So Roatan, Honduras, absolutely no problem. Utila, you know, those little islands that are right there off there, not a problem. But I probably would not go to mainland. Yeah. Roatan, Honduras. Roatan is the island name. It's an island about 35 miles off the coast of mainland Honduras. That's usually where I go. Yeah, and of course I mean, without tourism, Roatan would have nothing. So it's pretty safe. So I've been there numerous times and never had an issue, never heard of an issue, anything like that. Mainland, different story. Yeah, there's a lot of places. Would I go? Would I go by myself? Yeah. Would I go and take my daughter? Nope. It's kind of, perspective too, Everybody's a little different. Versus I have not. So I've been just over the border, like literally just driving over the border and different things like that. I've been to Cabo San Lucas. I've really actually not spent much time in Mexico at all. I know I've spent more time in Canada than Mexico. I just haven't. But I do want to go to Cozumel and do some diving. A lot of drift diving right there. Cabo San Lucas, when I was there, that was for a fishing trip. Actually, that's where I was right before I went on my big long trip to Russia, Mongolia. Yeah, that Riviera Maya area, obviously, or Maya Riviera, whatever they call it, Mayan Riviera, excuse me, I can't think. But like I said, Cozumel will be an island just off there, and then literally just not very far. I mean, yeah, it's amazing how many people don't. I'm sure some of that has to do with what we hear about, some of the crime stuff. You're asked about the crime stuff. Obviously, we hear a lot of different things, and obviously it's different in the touristy areas to a degree. There's sorry, I stepped on my shoelace. I untied my shoe. But you have your different things. Your Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, Cozumel, Cabo. Obviously, people go there. Numerous amount of people go there every single day. So, no. But if I do go to Mexico, and I will at some point, versus I'll hit you up in Discord or something like that. Buy you a beer. Huatulco, very cool too. I'd have to look at a map to see where that even is. I'm not familiar with where that is. My Mexican geography is not that great as far as the actual, where all the towns are. Big ones, yes. Little ones, no. Yeah, especially those of us that live in border states. I mean, California, obviously, granted, I'm probably 500 miles from the border, but, just never make it. I know people in Arizona, some friends in Arizona, they're in Phoenix, and they go, they've never even been to Mexico. I'm like, what do you mean you're not that far? Yeah, I do too. I was supposed to go last year, but then got sick. So that fell through at the last minute. I was sick. This year, I just don't think it's going to happen because I can't plan. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I'm supposed to be out of the country at the same time, and which I'm still not 100% certain on. But I can't plan for one if I'm planning for the other, and then if I wait too long, it's going to be hard. Yeah, but Huma, so is a lot of other places. I mean, I go to Turks and Caicos. There's travel advisories there. I go all over there's Jamaica. I mean, you name it. There's travel advisories. So I think it's just a CYA deal. It's got to be. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about some of those things. I would go anywhere. Not many places I wouldn't go, I think, by myself. But I've taken my daughter all over the Caribbean. Yeah, but Huma, that's not necessarily in your big touristy spots. It's your off the beaten path stuff. But I think a lot of the missing people reports too are probably people doing dumb things. You're going down there trying to buy drugs or do something illegal or or whatever, you cross the wrong person, you try to do something or whatever, you know, that's a start. You know, you also have to have very good situational awareness wherever you are. I mean, little things you do. I mean, just everything. You know, everywhere I go, if I'm at a restaurant, I never, ever, ever have my back to a door. I mean, just there's a lot of little things that I watch, I observe. I'm always watching. Some people say I probably observe too much, but it's just what I do. You know, I just kind of want to know what's going on, want to see, paying attention. You know, not walking around on your phone, hands down your phone. You know, and you're in a foreign country or somewhere you're not familiar with. You know, what are people doing? You know, don't put yourself in a pickle. Yeah, I'm sure that would be helpful too, Versus. You know, let's say if I was going to somewhere and I'll use you as an example. Hey, you know, you're gonna take me to the right parts of town. You're gonna know what's going on. You're gonna say things, and you can, you know, say, hey, whoa, that's a trap. That's a this or that. Yeah, exactly, Versus. But situational awareness, man, I can't stress that enough with people on different things. And maybe that's because of background of where family. If I come to Mexico, I'm going to come visit you, Versus. I'm not just going to ask you. Well, it depends on where I'm at. Let me say that. But yes, I'll buy you a beer. Buy you a Modelo. But you know, my father was, you know, in law enforcement, so I've got family in law enforcement. And situational awareness has kind of always been around, in the forefront of everything I've done. You know, just because you hear it, you see it, you know, and so you're inadvertently trained, I guess. You're brought up a certain way, you're trained that way, you know, to know what's around your surroundings. It's just a good thing to do anyways. Always know what's around you, what's going on. You know, works for driving, works for shopping, works for everything. Definitely, Versus. If I do, I'm going to be hitting you up. Yeah, I'm just trying to look here. 48. We'll go a little bit longer. Probably another 10 minutes or so, then I'll probably just kind of stop. Yeah, tomorrow I've got to go up. I'm saying it like a chore. I am going to go up to the high country. Oh, it's gorgeous here, dude, today, Versus. Man, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 79 degrees right here where I'm at. Where I was earlier, where I was first trying to stream, it was 82, it said. Got a nice breeze. Not like the heat. I mean, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, it was 30 degrees hotter. Yeah, gorgeous blue sky behind me. You know, I got the sun off this direction, you know, over here, so I kind of set up this way. I'm just sitting outside in the garden, in the yard. I go for some rain, man. It's California. It's one thing about California. So, and I'm going to separate the two. Northern and Southern California, there's a huge difference. So, obviously, it's a long state. So it's a very big, giant, many different climates. You know, where I am, you know, we get 55 inches of rain a year. I mean, that's normal. That's a lot. Well, maybe not to some people. Go to Southern California, and that's, I mean, if Huma had 55 inches or Gravy, it'd be flooded. I mean, they'd be 20 feet underwater. But it's all perspective. But that also allows, I mean, obviously this tree here behind me and that big one I showed you earlier, or even this one over, where's it? That's kind of funny. That one back there in the back. Obviously those are just in people's yards. But we have, you know, the pine trees up here, they're 120, 150 feet tall for a reason. I mean, there's plenty of water. Yeah, you've read about that. You've heard about it. It's like a fairy tale, right, Gravy? But we get a lot of rain up here, you know, and like I said, Southern California doesn't. But one thing about here is about anywhere from April into May, typically, sometimes June, it just stops, and that is it. And we get no more rain for, we might, up here, we might get a thunderstorm here or two through the summer, but I mean, real rain, we probably don't get till October. A lot of rain there too, Bersus. Yeah, so I mean, but here it hasn't rained, and I mean, everything is not near water or getting watered is brown. That's just kind of thing here. Well, that's a lot on me too. Yeah, I would especially think that just the scenario with the Gulf and with things coming from the north, I think I could definitely see that. You know, and you obviously get farther north up into, let's say, the Panhandle or something like that, and or out west, El Paso, or you know, those different places. Obviously, a different story. $14 inches of rain, less than, around 14 inches. Yeah, so that's not a lot. I mean, obviously, and sometimes it's. Cause I think this year you guys had a little bit more rain than normal. Well, I think it was kind of spotty. I think from what I remember, depending on where you were in Southern California, it kind of depended. Yeah, drought warning. See, that always is the case. It, you know, you have to go. You have plan something. It's no rain in sight, and then all of a sudden you plan something. It's going to rain. Me too. I do too. I mean, excuse me, Bersus. I love rain. I love stormy weather, and I'm not saying that I don't love it for work. I love it. Just love stormy weather. I hate stormy weather for work because when it's stormy like that, I usually get my ass handed to me with work. And just because it's bad weather doesn't mean we stop. That's actually where I'd say we shine and things like that, because you know, getting people back in power and things like that. But there is no rainy days for us. There's no snowy days for us. September is your rainiest month. Yeah, it's hard to say what ours is. It kind of varies, but I mean, January is typically a pretty damn rainy month for up here. January to March for sure are usually pretty freaking miserable. When I say miserable, I mean if you don't like rain. And it can actually a while be okay too. It just gets old after a while. Tropical storm is okay. Cold storm, no. See, I like cold, wet weather. I also like thunderstorms. I like just bad weather in general. Yeah, just gonna read the notes here. I was chuckling. And even this year, the thunderstorms we have had have been so little rain, but we've had a lot of dry lightning, and that started a lot of fires. I think Sorrow Fade and I were talking. Sorrow Fade and I were talking about it today in Laura's stream, Laura MC for Fun, and you know, about just the different fires and all the stuff like that's going on. I mean, because a lot of Canada is burning, a lot of the Western United States is burning. Cold weather with a hot chocolate. Yep, Bersus. Yeah, we were talking about that. I think Boop said that this morning. We were talking about that in a server. Yeah, the fires. Yeah, they're just nasty. You know, like we were talking about it. I don't remember the number that I looked. You know, just in California, because I looked it up the other night. It was like some ungodly amount. Just year to date, it was like 5,400 and something, maybe wildfires year to date. It was just an ungodly number. Now, keep in mind that doesn't necessarily mean it's a big fire. It could be just a little small fire, and it could be classified as a wildfire. There just haven't been any mega fires. I mean, too. So we've had a lot of fires. There's nothing that's like the crazy, you know, burning hundreds of thousands of acres stuff. Yeah, the extreme winds, Sue. I like it. I don't like it for work because the extreme winds kick our butt at work. because things just flying. I mean, you have a tree. I mean, that tree over there. Whoops, over there. Sorry, doing this backwards and behind you is kind of funny. You know, you could have something way over here, and just, you know, that top breaks out and stuff like that, just goes flying with the right winds, and just destroy stuff. And tornadoes, you know, a lot of people don't realize we get tornadoes in California. We don't get a lot of them, and we don't get real strong ones, but we do. I have a picture at work actually of later was classified as an EF0 tornado, but which I didn't know was a thing until a couple years ago. That was up in our area. But even up here in the hills, we get, you know, people think of tornadoes as being flat and stuff like that, flat terrain. Not necessarily the case. We're just not set up in the same kind of perfect storm scenario, no pun intended, for, you know, Tornado Alley in the United States. Yeah, see, that's exactly, Huma. It's the same thing here, because I can dig, well, not right here in the lawn, because it's obviously it gets maybe some irrigation, but you can go dig out here in a little bit. So, you know, we're setting poles, we're using an auger, we may be going down 6.5, 7.5, 8 feet. You get down a little, you just go down 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and the soil's damp, so that it still is into the vegetation. But what the problem is that the way the rain came this year in California, this is my theory. I might be wrong. I'm obviously not a scientist into that. Yeah, people do dumb things too, and they should be arrested. But the way the rain came this year, so the grass was, you know, because I saw it here personally. You know, the grass was here. You know, whatever, it's a steady rain. But the way the rain started coming when it started warming up, you know, it was like perfect timing. So it get a good rain, and it warm, good rain and warm, good rain and warm, and so the grass got taller than normal, the wild grasses, and then of course that grass, since we don't have any other rain, it dies and it's dead, and the roots aren't going down deep enough to get down to where that soil is moist, and everything dies here in California in the summertime, unless you're on the coast or in a few other spots. Although higher up the mountain and the higher elevation, obviously because of snow melt and things like that, it's still nice and green up there. But where I'm at, on the mountain, everything's brown, except for this, you know, I'm looking here, the stuff down on the creek banks is green, other than that. And I think that most of the fires have been not like crazy, at least up here, have been like crazy in the woods, burning trees and burning all that stuff like that. A lot of it's been grass and low, smaller brush. But none of some of the mega fires we've had in last few years. Now there's a few exceptions, obviously. Yeah, the sun has definitely been brutal this summer. It was perfect timing though, because when I was in Hawaii, you know, I heard it was gonna get hot, didn't really pay attention. Obviously I had the time booked for a while. You know, I'm over there on a hot day, it was 82 degrees. And over here it was like 112, 114 degrees in some areas, not where I'm at here, but which is just ungodly hot. And then a lot of places obviously set records. Definitely a different type of heat. So I just finished reading up on some of the other things here, looking at something else there. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap up here pretty shortly. But like I said, I just want to get on and get outside and do something. The scenario, things like that. I just want to get out and break free and do some things, and just get a chance to talk to everybody. And, you know, once again, thank the people that they're showing support for you know, the personal issues that have happened here in the last few days. A lot appreciate that. Sniper, oh my gosh. Hello, buddy. How you doing? Sniper, no sniping. And obviously, Sniper is a Also a good friend and a fellow mod over in ML, my living room. And we just happen to always see each other all over Twitch. It's been a while though. Yeah, I think, yeah, there's, to my knowledge, there's at least 3 of us, well, if Gravy's still there, but Huma, Gravy, and myself are all in California. Versus various locations. Some of the other streamers, some of the music streamers, Anthony Castillo Music, Brenda Fabulous, not music streamer, but Brenda's in California. Yeah, so there's actually, which is surprising me because as many people as there are in California, you would think there'd be a lot more people online that are from California. They're there, but they're just not what you think they would be, which I always thought was kind of interesting. So, anyhow. But yeah, Sniper, we're kind of slowly winding down. We're not ready to stop shop yet, but we've just been talking, just chatting today. Talked about some, you're more than welcome, or anybody else is still welcome to throw in a place you've been to that you really enjoyed. Whether it's out of the country, in the country, a local park, museum, somewhere you've been, if you want to share, no big deal. Anybody wants to do that. Yeah, there does seem to be a lot of streamers in the Los Angeles basin, which makes sense. I mean, there's a massive population base down there. There's a few streamers up north here, but not as many as down south. But then again, the vast majority of the population in California, I mean, is down south with a few exceptions. San Francisco Bay Area being one of them. Sacramento, it's got some people, but not like the other places. Yeah, I mean, Versus, you have a lot of people down there. I mean, you have got, in the big scheme of things, you think, okay, Hollywood and all those things, but people go to, they might be trying to record, get on with a record label or something. You're going to go where those places are. Chicago. I've not really been around like proper Chicago. I've been to Chicago, but just not via the airport. So I've been to Illinois, in southern Illinois, but not really the whole Chicago area. Oh, that's cool, Ohio. Nice. Yeah, I've got a lot of people that just love Chicago, and it's like, I'm not a big city person. I don't like those giant cities. I'd just as soon have my ruralness and nobody. Then again, I'd just rather be on an island. Island growing my vegetables, my fruit, and different things like that. Yeah, and it all depends on the reasons too. I mean, like Huma, a lot of times people are places because of work, where their jobs need them to be. Sorry, cat run through the grass over by the other side of the creek here. I just saw the grass moving. I was like, oh, what's going on? Caught my eye. It could be family, a lot of different reasons. But big cities, nah. I try to do everything I can to stay away from big cities. I'm not a big city fan. Went too fast. In Chicago, I'll just like to find a hotel around a bunch of sites and just walk a bunch of, like a centralized location. Yeah, makes sense. You're the biggest fan of big cities, but the suburbs. Yeah, I don't know. Give me rural. Give me rural. I'll take rural all day long. Get me the hell away from a bunch of people. I don't sound disrespectful, but get me out in the wilds. Let me see countryside. Let me see farms. Let me see forests. Yeah, I like, when I've been in Houston before, I liked Houston, wasn't too bad, but it's still not my thing. If someone told me I had to move to this city or that city for a big job, for a job, I'd be like, yep, you can take this job and shove it. I wouldn't go. It's not that important to me. I'd rather be in a spot where that's not quiet it is. I mean, you guys have, if you have, I don't have people wall to wall. I don't have, a traffic jam for us up here. I've joked about this before, but it's true. Cattle get out on the road. Somehow the cattle got out and they're on the, blocking traffic or something. Yeah, I've been to Salt Lake City a numerous amount of time when I'm driving cross country on 80. USA is a really big country with a lot of different weathers. Yeah, climates. Yeah. Yeah, same thing with like the Amish country, Missouri, Ohio. Same thing. Yes, we have stoplights. I do remember when we got our first stoplight. It wasn't that long ago, actually. And it was like it was a big to-do. It was a big to-do. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time around Missouri. Kansas City is not bad for a big town. And I say that, whatever. Omaha. I've driven through Omaha, but I've not really stayed much time there. Me too, that's the truth. I mean, Huma, maybe Gravy, I'm not sure exactly where. I know she's in Southern California, but can attest to that. I have family in Southern California, and I don't go see them because of that damn reason. It's horrid. The Bay Area is the same thing. More like 4 hours in LA. But the San Francisco Bay Area could be the same way. Traffic is just horrendous. Just more people crammed into short spots, not enough. You need a 100-lane highway, 100-lane wide, just to be able to get everybody, keep traffic flowing correctly. But I'll take my 2-lane little roads. I'll take the deer eating the plants. I'll take the squirrels chewing up my stuff. I'll take the, right there I'm looking, hawks flying around. Creek in the backyard. I'll take my snakes. I'll take my spiders. Take the mountain lions. Take the bears. Take the foxes, coyotes, everything. I know you're kind of joking, Homo, but you're not joking. Oh, that's that big. Starfade, I didn't realize it was that big. I guess it would be. It makes sense, I guess. I'm not going to say what it is. I know where it is, but I'm not going to say what it is. I know, Huma. I know you're not joking. I've got family lives in Cyprus. I've got family lives in Buena Park. I've got family. Well, some of them actually moved out to the desert. Yeah, exactly. Starfade. Out, not Victorville, but over in that side, Phelan, off Highway 138. But the frogs are going crazy. But I just don't go down there because I can't deal with the traffic. It's horrible. There's times where for work I go. So depending on when I go to our main office is in Oakland, California. I have to go over there sometimes in the Bay Area for other meetings and stuff like that. And I hate it with a passion because I already know, I need to go down the night before because I don't know if I'm going to take me freaking 2.5 hours or it's going to take me 4.5 hours to get there. But usually when they're when I leave, when they're over, I've had times, I think the last one took me like 4.5 hours to get home from. And then to get there was like two and a quarter or something like that. Just because traffic I was just dead stop the whole damn way. I hate it. The city's very small, but the traffic makes it impossible to really move fast. Yeah, it's a lot of I don't think a lot of places were set, especially the older areas you're in, the harder it is. So like here where I'm at, the main street, you know, up in town, if I go into town, or the next town over, because then these old towns that were founded in the 1849, 1850s, they weren't designed for cars. They weren't, you know, horses, buggies, you know, wagons, not cars, not traffic. And so in town proper, it just was not set up that way, you know. And I know that's way in other places around the world I've been to. You know, a medieval city in England, you know, or something like that. They're not gonna, or area part of a city. You know, none of this stuff was even on their thing. And of course, you're not just gonna destroy all that just to make room for cars. You know, historical sites. Just poor planning, and nobody planned that. You know, looked back and said, okay, 50 years ago, you know what? There's going to be whatever the heck we have in California now, 35, 40 million people in California. Like I said, I'll take my ruralness wherever. I mean, I think my ultimate thing though would be to, if I couldn't live, my first choice would be on an island, a tropical island somewhere with some decent amount of land where I could grow things, vegetables, fruits, you know, have my own type gardening thing. I mean, I've got some bigger, broader ideas, which I won't go into. A couple people have heard about them before in the past, about some things I'd like to do, and even like a teaching farm, you know, or a big enough area too where I'd love to have even, you know, if I couldn't do that, you know, and if I came into a giant amount of money, I'd buy a massive amount of property to farm, do a homestead on, but also have a dog rescue. I mean, that would be kind of cool. I love dogs. I would love to live where you live, Forky, but I've got too many people here. I just live, whoops. Yeah, well, I understand that, Huma. I mean, there's family, there's different things. And I mean, obviously I kind of have the premise of what you do for work, you know, and stuff like that, because of all the jokes and all the Excel jokes we always do all back and forth. But the, you know, some things like that, obviously things can be done remotely, but some things, especially if it's in person, be challenging. Because there's, you know, I live in a county with, the entire county is like 30,000 people. Yeah, counting. But like I said, my county is 30,000 people. I mean, most people here probably live in towns that are bigger than that. The entire town, or that's nothing. I love your town from what we've seen. Yeah, it's a great little place. I mean, the nice thing is I'm not too far from actually being in town. I know I saw that, Huma. His Excel worksheets on his streams. I am in there once in a while. Oh yeah, we've been there together. My spreadsheets are in the garbage. JF, I hope you're not here, buddy, because you're supposed to be at your family thing. But if you can hear me on there, I appreciate the 10 months, the resub at 10 months. Your zip code has more people than that. I believe it. Oh, they're sleeping? Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you guys had a good time at your family gathering. Just doing chatting. I tried to stream earlier from somewhere, and I'm not sure what the issues were with technology there and signals. Everything said I should be. Oh, shoot. Hold on. And if you're not following JF, make sure you give JF a follow. JF is now one of the newest affiliates on Twitch, and oops, look at a double shout out there. And just a fun guy. He's got some sus mods though. I'm not sure about his mods, especially that one guy. Not the whale, but the other one. I don't know. I can't think of his name. Fork something. Kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, just give Jeff a follow if you're not already. Just give him a thing. It's really cool jams sessions he's been doing lately on the electric guitar. Does have a piano there, and You have the best mods? I thought I had the best mods, but you know, whatever. But love you, brother. Don't speak ill of your family, Forked. I guess I'm not catching that. Oh, I was just teasing myself, Forked. If that's, yeah, I knew what you were saying. It took me a second. I was a little slow. No, JF is not a gaming streamer. It is music. Hot dogs and hamburgers. That sounds good. Yeah, tomorrow we're actually going up. Let me see. Where am I going tomorrow? So our family cabin. I'm meeting up with. So my stepdad's mother passed away a few years ago, and not be able to get everybody together to get to spread her ashes up there, because there's actually her parents are up there too, and so we're going up there to spread those ashes. And that is not who passed away this week, obviously, because it was a couple years ago, but it's taken that long just to get everybody from abroad here, because some of them are living in other countries. Aunt and uncle were in France. I'm trying to remember where the heck I'm not sure where my other uncle is. He was kind of, I never know with him. And then another one down there, I want to say Balboa Park, somewhere down south. I can't remember what town he's at. Oh, no. Yeah, you're very welcome, Jeff. But now it's taken that long to get everybody together. And so we're going to be going up there and spreading our ashes, all meeting together, I should say, spreading ashes and doing that part tomorrow. So that'll be probably a little somber, but it's going to be good because I haven't seen some of the people in many years. So it'll be nice. Like I said, all the morning part of that's already over. Just had my cookout today, cheeseburgers, I think we saw sardines. And Marcella. Okay, Marcella. Awesome. Kung Pao Chick Little, thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that'll be kind of it'll be good to get out, get up to the high country. That I would I would love with a passion to be able to stream for you guys up there, but there is zero service there. I mean, zero. We're remote. And then, and Kelly Lee, thank you for the follow. I just noticed that. Apologize for missing that. Thank you. And so that we are going to be up there tomorrow doing that. So my brothers and sisters are being up there, and some of that, aunts and uncles and things like that. Song list. Yeah, nice try. I think there is a yeah, sing first. I don't remember. I think we made it as a command, but I think I said I would sing on stream for $1,000 US or something crazy like that. Then it dawned on me. I think I was telling Adson like last week or something. I was like, man, I'm gonna really be screwed if somebody ever does that, because I mean, I'm not ever expecting that, honestly, but I can't sing. It'd be like throwing a bunch of nuts and bolts in a blender and turning it on. It'd be horrible. Yeah, chickens. Karaoke stream. Yeah. No, but I mean, one of these days somebody's going to call my bluff and I'm going to be really screwed. I'm not saying anything, Jeff. It happens way too much, actually. That's what I'm afraid. I mean, you never know when somebody wants to call your bluff just to be whatever. Like, I would never expect that. I'm just saying. But when you think something, you put something way out of reach, someone does it just to troll you, and I would be like screwed. So I'm gonna have to reevaluate that one of these days. Can it be collectively? Yeah. Chicken attack? Yeah. I don't yodel. Yeah, he didn't play that last night. I just thought about that. He didn't play any chicken attack. It just dawned on me. Because that wouldn't be too hard to, oh, everybody pulling their money together? Yeah, that would be kind of bad. Well, see, Ohio, that's the thing. I mean, you do. It's some people save up for special occasions. Some people do different things. Everybody's situation is different. And I never, ever expect anybody to even give a penny here. So, I mean, those that you do, I really appreciate it even more. But, and everything goes right back into the channel for different things. But, yeah, and every time I think that, and I've seen that happen before, people just come out of nowhere with something, and it's like, oh, crap. You know, maybe they've been drinking a little too much. Maybe they do whatever to get the right people poking them, egging them on, and next thing you know, they're dropping something dumb, and it's like, okay, A, I wouldn't know what to sing. B, I don't know how to sing. So it would be a disappointment. I'd have to refund that money instantly. Yeah, all the chicken stuff. Yeah. Reminds me, I'll have to ask Marcelo how his voice is doing. It's about time for chickens. It's been a long time since he did the chicken song. Chicken dance song. Where he sang it. Or clucked it. Sorry, if you guys see me keep looking down, that's where I actually watching chat down that side. So I can actually see it for the chickens. Yeah. No, but I gotta figure something out, because one of these days somebody's gonna call my bluff and I'm gonna be screwed. It's like when you think you've got something set like that, somebody always does something out of the blue. So anyhow, I think I'm gonna kind of wrap things up a little bit here. It's 6 p.m. After 6 p.m. here where I'm at. I still have some things to do. Need to get some things ready. Need to eat some real food. I mean, all I've eaten today is this little thing here. I know it's probably coming in backwards. Maybe not. The little thing like from Target. Just dates, cashews, almonds, lemon juice, concentrate, and lemon oil. Make a little thing. So double bourbon shots. Oh, I'd love that. Cameo Laura to sing for you. Yeah. Yeah, good idea. Time for me to take your hubby. Okay, Sue, thank you. Thanks for popping in, everybody. But anyhow, let me look. Yeah, no, not sponsored at all. I just give you little simple things. I actually don't like. I'll go a little soapbox for that. I hate this type of little packaging thing, but you can't get anything like that without it anymore. Unfortunately, I just don't like the whole idea of single-use plastic and stuff. The premise behind it is just lame. But yeah, let me. We'll go ahead and wrap things up here a little bit. I've got no idea who's even on, so I'll let me just see here. The screen, I'm not going to even tell. But thank you, those, Huma for the gigantifying an emote. Kung Pao Chicken Little for the 100 bits. JF obviously for the resub, but I appreciate that. And like I said, those of you that just kind of joined in there, you can kind of see, and Huma kind of nailed it earlier. Oh, is she? Is Colleen Dauncey on? Let me take a quick peek. Give me a second here. I've got my phone here. I can set this up and take a look. Boom, boom. There. Twitch. Sorry, I'm just on my other phone here. I'm just trying to look to see who's on, because I can't. Doing this all on my phone. That's where it's gonna be a lot nicer too when I get it all set up to do this from there. From the computer will be a lot nicer. I'm really looking forward to that. Definitely have to get some help getting things set up though. But we'll go from there. Yeah, let's just go ahead and rate Colleen. I probably won't stay a lot of 1.8K. Is that what that says? Holy hell, that's a lot. I'm not sure what happened there. You said we get. Yeah, if you guys copy a raid call, I appreciate it. Let me see if I can get back into this here. My channel, stream manager. I'm gonna try to copy a raid call myself, actually, and copy. And then if one of you guys want to initiate a raid into Colleen, we'll go through your partner anniversary for, oh, that's even better. But anyhow, I want to thank everybody for being here today. I really do. Thank you to the mods that have been here in and out. Appreciate your time. Never expected, but always appreciated. Cindy, thank you very much for being here and hanging out. I appreciate it. Ohio, Gravy, Sorrowfade, Huma, Sue, Mewtwo. I think who else has been in here? Versus. She a second. Besides some dodgy VTubers, she a second. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. And like I said, I'm gonna start working on some things to start getting where I can stream indoors and not be dependent on cell service, and that's not gonna go away, but just to expand so I can do this more regularly. Just not being able to stream on a regular basis is just really hard. So, but anyhow, if you guys, I appreciate if you guys take a raid call, paste it in there, just stay a second. I really appreciate that. Helps set things out. And give Colleen some love. Colleen's a good friend of mine, and I think it's a good call, especially if it's our three-year anniversary. So appreciate you all, and we'll just sit here and wait for a second to go out. Homa, thank you for the last minute bits. No worries, Huma. I know I don't ever expect anybody to sub, and that's especially because I don't get a chance to sub more. I never expect that of anybody, so, but it's always appreciated. But I would definitely love to stream more. I enjoy it. It's plenty of things we could do, plenty of things we can go, places we can go with that. So yeah, we're getting ready to go here. So thank you all. Like I said, appreciate you, and they'll be talking to you later. I'll try to remember to get the video of the throwed rolls in Discord. And if you're not a member of Discord, hop in there. Got an amazing community here. And going back to what I said earlier, that directions channel, if you look at one thing, just look at the directions channel on my server. That's all I ask. Maybe it'll help you have a better day. So, yeah. Thank you all.